Okay, guys, so welcome back for our first comprehension lesson. So, just like I told you before, we're starting with translation because translation is actually quite complete. So as an exercise, it's actually quite complete. You kind of like have to understand a certain word, and you can actually have like coping mechanism kind of thing. So that's why I want to start with this, even though the book actually put it at the end. I kind of disagree with that. So why do we have a full lesson about how to translate from French to English? Well, because translation is 9 marks in the reading. Okay, so even if you feel confident and you know that reading is your favorite skill, that you're more confident in the reading, it is still worth perfecting it. Because the aim here is just to get all the points that you can from the reading, so then you can counterbalance it in case the listening goes horribly wrong and that year has been particularly difficult. So that's what we're going to try and do, is to balance all the points from the reading to our listening skill, that is going to be our less confident skill, just to make sure that we actually get the result that we want. So what do we do for translation from French to English? We're first going to make sure that all the elements are translated, that we have the strategies that we need in case we don't understand a word, and also that we are making it pretty, because actually it counts. So first thing first, I'm going to share the screen with you. There you are, translation unit 1. There we are. So first thing first, I'm going to let you do the get started pages. Please don't do this question just yet. So exam style question, the 9-mark one, this one, don't do it. Okay, just answer the questions related to it, but don't actually do it just yet. We'll need it a bit later. So just pause now and then complete the get started. Right, and now if you have actually completed the get started lesson and are back with me, first thing is going to be to ensure that all the words are actually translated. I'm getting attacked by a mosquito, sorry. So it's very important that we make sure we translate everything. So just like the translation from English to French, your points are going to be split into key messages. So whatever points you have come from key messages, and that will be the number of points. So it's very, very important that you actually translate everything. And so remember that the key messages are actually categorized by difficulty. Here at higher, especially on this order, this sense, from French to English, when you translate from French to English in higher, they are going to try and trick you, because they want to know if you understand not only the big message, but like the little shades of things in between. So, for example, they just put different intensifiers, they'll put different negatives, this kind of things, and they will try to trick you into not translating them. So, for example, if you have I like apple just a little bit, and you translate I like apple, then that will be wrong, because you haven't translated that just a little bit, right? So here, just a little bit is actually 4 words, just a little bit. Yeah, sorry, I was counting. But in French, it could be a very small intensifier that you don't actually see that much, but that is going to make all the difference between you have the point and you don't have it. So that is why we need to be extremely careful about translating everything, and even the small little word, not just the key points. So my advice, and actually it's the same one that from the book, is to make sure you tick everything. So you're allowed to write on your paper. So take that right, just tick the words as you translate them. don't translate. I mean, not all word can be translated word for word. Sometimes you have to translate an idea. Sometimes you can't. For example, idioms, you can't translate idioms word for word, but you have the key idea, you have the key message. So as long as every word has been somehow passed on to the other language, then that will be okay. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to let you complete this page, which is page 60, on how to include all key elements, and I'll catch you up when you are moving to the next page. So pause it now, and I'll catch you up later. Right, guys, if you are back now, for the next page, so page 61 is about how to overcome not knowing a word in a French text. So the book actually gives you strategies in Unit 2 and 7. If you are working from the scan, don't worry, I'm going to put a screenshot of these strategies down below the video, so you can have a look at that. If you do have the book, just feel free to go pause this video now and go and have a look. You also can use the strategies that I gave you last week when we talked about reading and listening. So that were strategies to uncover a word that you don't know. If you don't remember what lesson it was, don't worry, I'm going to put this again below the video, so you have it in repeat, basically. So what I'll do now, I'll just let you pause and complete page 61, and I'll catch you up with the next page. See you soon. And if you're back with me now after pausing your video and completing the page number 61, you are now on page 62, which is how to avoid sounding unnatural. And my base advice is actually to use your common sense. English, for most of you, is the language that you use most of the time. Probably at home, some of you have it as their first language. You're quite confident with English. We speak in English. You speak with your French in English, with your friend in English. You're probably more confident in English than you are in French. So just use your common sense. Would it, like, if you write something and it sounds a bit weird, how would you turn it into English to make it pretty but keep exactly the same message? That's basically what you're going to need to do to make sure that your translation sounds natural and authentic. But don't alter it too much, right? So I had this, don't know if I already told you, I had this teacher when I was your age, translation teacher, and he used to say something that was horrendously sexist, but it just kept in my mind. He always said that a translation is like a woman. The most beautiful it is, the less faithful it becomes. So bad jokes aside, the message behind this was your translation needs to be pretty and natural, but at the same time, faithful to the original text. So a good balance between the two is basically what you're looking for here. And to practice all this, I'll let you complete page 62 and come back to me after that. And if you're coming back now, then you are moving on to the Your Turn pages. So here, you know the drill, you know how it works. I'm just going to let you do it. No interactions from me. Just complete the Your Turn. This page here, page 63, is just applying the knowledge that you've learned in the previous pages on someone's answer. So have a look at that and try to translate it as best as you can. And then the next page, which is here, is literally a translation with a lot less indication. So the one before, they give you a lot of help. This one is a lot less help. So I'll let you do both of them, and then you're going to submit both of them to me. And that is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let you complete your first comprehension lesson, and I can't wait to see your answers. Speak to you soon.